welcome. I'm Lori Balderas, and I'm so happy you're here. Well, look, I have a guest, Charles Merritt.
Hello, everybody.
He's here in the flesh, and everybody can see him. I mean, unless you're watching our Sin series and our Pivotal Prayers series and the Gospel of Mark Bible study, where you'll see him a lot. If you go to our website, freshcatholic.com, you'll see him. This is his set, actually. It's like you're home away from home.
It is, but it feels good.
Thank you for letting me sit on your set while we do my show.
I officially hit the big time. I have a set. Wow. Who would have thunk it?
It's happening.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. So welcome to the
you.
show. I'm appreciating you coming back. You've been a guest of mine, I feel like twice before.
Yeah, twice.
So this is your third
time.
time. Oh, my goodness.
So hopefully it'll be a charm.
It'll be the charm. So I'll get to you in one sec, and
Okay.
we'll tell everybody what we're going to do, but I have to get to some news first.
right.
So
Okay.
just put a pin in it.
All right.
Well, summer is winding down already. I feel like summer is very short these days. It used to go from, the middle of June until after Labor Day, but now it's going back to the middle of August. So here we are. I hope you have been having a fun time this summer, and I hope that you have been listening to Fresh Catholic. And if you haven't had a chance because you've been off lounging about, then when you get back in the groove, will have to catch up. So I just want to remind people, if you don't already know, sometimes people, this is their first time coming to Fresh Catholic. So let me give a little pitch, and everybody else, you like to hear this every time. So we have our weekly podcast where we discuss different topics and have guests sometimes, like today. And we also have Fresh Catholic Daily, the daily Mass readings. The daily Mass readings are very short and easy to listen to while you're getting ready in the morning or driving to school or work or headed home from work. You can also listen to them before you go to Mass. So some people listen to the daily Mass readings because they're unable to attend daily Mass. But even if you are, you can listen on your way to Mass. And that way you're prepared when you listen when you arrive. We are available on most podcast platforms, which would be like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. As a matter of fact, we are now filming this, so if you're only listening to us, you're missing out on seeing us in action. So go to YouTube, you can watch and listen and tell your friends about it because it's something new we're doing. If you don't have access to any of those things, you can listen at our website, freshcatholic.com. While you're there, you can check out other things we have at our website, which is a beautiful website designed by my husband, the ultra-talented Simon Balderas, who's filming this right now. So, hey, Simon. Okay, so we have at our website, we have Fresh Catholic Comics, a blog, faith-based online store with lots of nice Fresh Catholic merchandise, and we have Fresh Catholic coffee, which is roasted and shipped on the same day. So order some of that. We would really appreciate it. And at our website, we have, like I said before, Fresh Catholic courses with this guy, Educator Charles Merritt. And so far, there's 2 series on there. There is Pivotal Prayers, which Charles explores and teaches about the Hail Mary and the Our Father. And we also have the Sin series, and we have a downloadable free book on the website on the Sin series, Sin and the Nature of Man. You can also order a hardcover copy of that at our online store. It's a beautiful book that Simon and Charles collaborated on together, and I think it's really a cool thing to have. He also, Charles Merritt here, also has a Bible study series on the Gospel of Mark right now. How many episodes do you guys have on there?
We have 9 episodes.
9 episodes.
9 episodes.
See, I keep
9
saying
episodes.
around 10,
Yeah,
so.
9.
All right.
Oh, no, 9 chapters, probably about 11 or 12 episodes.
Wow. Okay, so see, if you haven't caught up on that, you got to catch up, guys. You're going to get way behind because they have a lot. They're just keep going.
Oh,
They're still making this stuff. Please consider helping us financially if you're able to continue our ministry of bringing people to Christ and back to the church. Anything would help. And also, please rate us with 5 stars. And we need some reviews, good reviews, of course, because that helps our numbers. So please consider that. Also, last but not least, please follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Fresh Catholic. I do short videos every day. Check it out, like and share. Okay.
That was a lot.
I know.
Well, you're a trained professional.
I'm trying. I'm looking like a news anchor woman today.
She look like a news anchor woman? Yeah.
I just feel extra professional today for this episode. So
yeah, I'm not sure what I look like, but
you always look great because you're here all the time. This is just you're just we practically need to have a room for you and your wife to move in here. Okay, so I want to know first of all before we get started, how is your summer going?
Well, busy. Taught summer school, a summer makeup course at the high school I teach at. That just finished Friday. And then, of course, I teach the adult ed faith formation classes for the parish. And we're taking our August break. So, yeah, it's been a busy June, a busy July, but a fruitful one. So it's been a good summer.
Good. And are you enjoying, I mean, I'm putting you on the spot, and I know the answer is going to be of course, but...
Okay. No pressure.
I know. Are you enjoying filming the episodes that you're doing and the series?
Oh, tremendously. It's been an incredible experience. I wasn't quite sure going into it how I would like it because I've never put myself in front of a camera before, for good reason. So I went in with a little trepidation, but it's been better than I ever expected.
Good.
Yeah, it's been just so fulfilling, so satisfying. Working with the both of you has been fantastic. So I'm over the moon with it.
I think they're turning out just beautiful. They're really high quality.
Oh, no question.
In content and how it looks and everything. I know we're getting into a groove now with it.
Yeah.
And I know we have a lot of episodes planned.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's all very exciting.
Yeah.
And I think, the more you all can get the word out about this series on our website, the better, because this is all just information that we, especially as Catholics, need.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're so happy and honored to have you work with us so that this can be something that people can learn from.
Right.
And you can take it in at your own pace.
Yeah.
So it's like if it's, you can plan it out your own pace. Like I have time for this once a week, or
right.
I want to take care of this, quickly.
Right.
You are in charge of how, you, the viewer, you, the listener, are in charge of how you listen. So I think it's very
Yeah, it's on demand, it's self-paced. So
right.
Yeah.
It's great.
In the comfort of your own home, as they say.
So now today, what we're going to do, this was your idea, and I think it's so great. I love this idea.
More pressure.
I'm always looking for ideas for the episodes. So you came up with this idea to do Catholic trivia.
Yeah.
Or I also like to call it like little known facts.
Okay.
Which I think this is really good because these are going to be short questions.
Right.
Fairly short answers, I would imagine, so you all can retain this.
Right.
So that when you're at a Catholic trivia party, you will win.
Yeah.
You will win the party. Okay. Or what if there becomes a game of Catholic Trivial Pursuit? You could totally win.
Yeah.
What if there becomes Catholic Jeopardy?
There you go.
On TV. Oh my gosh. You could
all
take
these
notes.
ideas we're putting out there.
I know. You could take we could be the hosts of Catholic Jeopardy.
There you go. Yes.
Okay. So I'm thinking this sounds like this is going to be fun. So take notes.
Okay.
So that you will have all this trivia that you can dazzle your friends with. Okay, so are you ready, Charles?
Right. And just to let your audience know, because I don't have this stuff memorized necessarily, I've got some. Now, I'm not going to call these cheat sheets because this is a Catholic podcast and cheating doesn't sound real good. So I'm going to call these reference notes. I've got some reference notes here that I can take a look at when she asks the question.
Okay.
I don't have this.
That's good. I don't want wrong answers.
Full disclosure. Yeah.
Okay, so, and these are, Charles wrote all these questions. I'm just, facilitating it here. All right.
I should say that I've gathered this trivia from all kinds of different sources over time, and I've kind of been compiling it as I've gone. So it's well sourced.
Okay, here we go. Everybody ready? Drum roll. Here we go. Number 1, what is the longest chapter in the Bible?
Well, to answer that, we got to make a distinction because the Protestant Bible has less chapters in it or less books in it than the Catholic Bible does. So in the Catholic Bible, the longest chapter is Daniel chapter 3, and it has 100 verses. In the Protestant Bible, the longest chapter is Luke chapter 1, and it has 80 verses. So there you go.
All right.
So we're officially off and running.
Boom.
Okay.
Number 2, how many popes are named after saints?
48 of the first 49 popes were named after a saint.
Wow.
So which pope broke the string? Which pope was not named after a saint? Pope Liberius. He broke the string.
So what was that, just his given name?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he just didn't, because really quick, explain like when there's a saint, wait, the saints use their name, correct?
Mhm.
But when we get our confirmation name, we pick a saint name, we don't use our name.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
I just wanted to distinguish
Correct.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that confirmation name, by the way? Do you remember?
Saint Veronica.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's my patron saint.
Okay.
Do you want to know why?
Sure.
Okay. Because first of all, she's the patron saint of photographers. Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. And also, her saint day is the day I got my halo apparatus off after my accident, and July 12th is my favorite date that doesn't
Okay.
have to do with a wedding date or a baby date.
Well, you thought this through.
I really did. And I had other saints, and I wish I could have had more because I really wanted Saint Monica or Saint Joan of Arc.
I know those are two good
Okay.
times. Are you going to ask me mine?
Oh, yes. What's yours?
St. Bartholomew.
Oh.
Yeah.
And why is that?
I don't know. It sounded good at the time, I guess. I didn't think it through as well as you did, obviously.
I had lists. I had.
And this guy's teaching courses and
I had
even Bible
pros-
studies on it.
I had pros and cons. I had lists. Simon was telling me ideas. So yeah, that's what I landed on. And also, I think Saint Veronica went and helped Jesus, and I would have done the same thing. I would have just barged through that crowd and gone and wiped his precious face off. Okay.
All right.
Number 3. How many popes have taken the name John?
21.
Wow.
21 popes have taken the name John.
Do we know how many popes there have been in total?
I should know this. What is it? The script. No, I don't.
We'll do that on part 2. Okay.
Yeah, and again, this guy's teaching courses.
21 popes.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. That's a lot. Number 4.
Okay.
What is the window in the back of the church called, and why?
It's called the clerestory, and its job is to admit light. Yeah.
So like in our church, it's the Mary.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That big, the big window that takes up almost the whole back
Right.
of the church. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
And for those English majors, it's Clerestory is the spelling on that.
Okay.
So,
Gee.
clerestory.
There will not be a test after this, will there? Because I'm not
you're
writing
running
down
the thing.
notes. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, my gosh. All right.
Just on the safe side, maybe you better take.
I
some notes.
should be writing the answers down, but I'm trying to be professional sitting here. Okay. Number 5. Why does Vatican City have the highest crime rate per capita in the world?
Yeah, the Vatican City has the highest crime rate of any sovereign nation in the world, but there's kind of a caveat to this, because proportionally the crime rate is 150%. So it's more crimes than people, right? But there's only 500 full-time citizens in the Vatican, whereas there's like 5 million visitors.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you look at it that way, 150%, that's pretty high, more crimes per people. But when you factor in the visitors, it's not necessarily the citizens that are committing the crimes, it's all the visitors.
Oh.
So there is a little caveat to that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not as bad as it sounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 6. Where is the largest statue of Jesus in the world? And Simon and I guessed, but you said you thought we were wrong.
Yeah, you'd think, the statue of the risen Jesus in Rio de Janeiro. Actually, it's in Bolivia, and it's 132 feet tall. I'm not sure how tall the risen Jesus is in
I'll have
Rio
to
de
look
Janeiro,
that picture up.
But Bolivia, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, 132 feet.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's what they said.
That's one big Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Nobody can be doing anything wrong there. He's shadowing the whole town.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, can't miss him.
Okay. Number 7. How many words does Summa Theologica have?
Yeah, St. Thomas Aquinas' famous Summa Theologica, the kind of the magnus
Theologica.
opus
I'm sorry.
of theology. It's estimated 1.8 million words, and it was written originally for seminarians.
To see if they would stay awake?
But it is the magnus opus of theology, St. Thomas Aquinas. And did you know, here's a little bonus question for you.
Oh my gosh, a bonus question.
I was going to call them listeners, but they're actually audience because we're filming it now.
It's both.
Yeah. Is St. Thomas Aquinas, you know what his nickname was?
What?
And it's the dumb ox.
Huh?
Because he was kind of portly. And to look at him, you wouldn't think he was as brilliant as he is. So he was nicknamed the dumb ox, which is completely opposite. I mean, the guy is brilliant.
That's so rude.
Yeah.
Poor
Yeah.
Thomas Aquinas. Okay. All right.
Moving on to reference sheet number 2 here.
Number 8.
Okay.
What is Saint Mother Teresa's given name?
Agnes.
Agnes. I just found that out since you and I last spoke because I started reading one of her books and it says her name and birth date.
Oh, okay.
And I found out her birth date is the same day as my daughter-in-law.
Wow.
So isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you've been reading
Agnes.
it? Okay.
Well, it just happened that way. Agnes. Okay. Number 9.
Okay.
How many buttons does the traditional Roman cassock have and why? Did I say that word right?
You did. The traditional Roman cassock has 33 buttons.
Oh.
And you good Catholics out there, 33, one for every year of Jesus' life.
Right.
Yeah.
What is a Roman cassock?
It's, those neck to ankle, those
Oh, right.
those
It's like a
jackets.
sack. Oh, a
Well, it's
jacket.
more like a jacket, yeah.
Oh,
More so. That's how I would characterize
okay.
it. Yeah.
But 33. Well,
33,
that
one
makes
for each
sense.
year of Jesus' life. Yeah,
Oh.
which makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Number 10.
Okay.
What letter occurs the most in the catechism?
The Catechism of the Catholic Church, the letter T. It occurs 41,289 times.
Wow.
Now, of those 41,289, for you math majors out here, 22,216 of the 41,289, the letter T begins the word the.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So
I want to know who sat down and counted.
I have no idea.
Same with the book of
Yeah. Some person who likes trivia, obviously.
people have to sit and count words. Oh my gosh.
We're having too much fun.
I don't know if I want that job. Okay. Number 11. Who was the first Catholic to run for president?
Well, a gentleman by the name of Al Smith. He ran against Herbert Hoover, right? And he lost by a landslide. He only won 7 states. But curiously, 6 of those 7 that he won were in the Deep South, which is traditionally not Catholic territory.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, he didn't fare very well.
Obviously not. I've never heard of him or from him.
Until now.
Number 12. How many saints did Pope John Paul II canonize?
He had a long pontificate, 20 plus years. And he canonized, 482 saints.
Wow.
And again, for you math majors out there, that's 1 saint for every 20 days of his 26-year pontificate.
Wow.
So he was prolific in a lot of different ways.
He really
In
wanted
terms
those
of the
saints.
encyclicals, he wrote the countries he visited, the saints he canonized. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, those of us that, were alive during his pontificate, man, we didn't know how good we had it.
I guess not.
Yeah.
Number 13.
Okay.
Who was the first woman to get a PhD in computer science?
Sister Mary Kenneth Keller. She got a PhD in computer science. Now, we're full service here, right? So if people I wonder what her specialization was. Constructing algorithms that perform analytical differentiation of algebraic expressions. And it was written back then in the code Fortran 63. So that was her dissertation. Constructing algorithms that perform analytical differentiation on algebraic expression. I can barely even say it,
Gee.
let alone understand it. But Sister Mary Kenneth Keller, PhD in computer science.
She was a smart cookie.
Yeah, evidently.
Wow.
A lot smarter than me.
Number 14. Where is the smallest Catholic church in the world?
Well, they say everything's bigger in Texas, right? Except for this, right? And we're talking just kind of like just square footage, right? It's St. Martin's, and it's in Warrentown, Texas. It seats only 20 people, and the total square footage is 192 square feet.
Oh,
That's a pretty small church.
that is very small.
Yeah, in Texas, of all places, where everything's
Wow.
supposedly bigger. Warrentown, Texas.
They just wanted to be different.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
Oh my
your podcast.
Yes, that's right. Now they're small and famous.
Yeah, there you go.
Number 15. What shape were the first baptismal fonts?
Well, they were rectangular, which makes sense because, again, when we're baptized into the death of Christ, and then when we come out of the water, if it's full immersion, we rise with Christ, right? So the first baptismal fonts were rectangular, which were the size of, or the shape of tombs,
Oh.
which makes sense, at least to me.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Number 16.
Okay.
How much of the Old Testament would you hear if you attended Mass every day of the year?
So if you attended Mass every day of the year, you would hear 13.5% of the Old Testament.
Wow. Okay, so that's
Which
what
is
I'm
good chunk.
that's what I'm listening to then, because I attend every day.
Yeah, you're getting 13.5% of the Old
Good
Testament.
for me.
Yeah.
I'm very proud.
I mean, and maybe you can teach an Old Testament Bible study.
Number 17. How much of the New Testament would you hear if you attended Mass every day of the year?
71.5%
Wow.
New Testament. So just about 3/4 of the New Testament you would hear if you attended Mass every single day of the year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, people say Catholics, we don't know our Bible.
I know. And also
we
they
hear it.
say we don't read the Bible, but actually we read parts of it every single day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, take that.
All right. There, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 18. What was the first official diocese in the country?
Baltimore, 1798, which kind of makes sense because, if you're of an age, before we have our current Catechism of the Catholic Church, which was given to us in the pontificate of John Paul II, was the old Baltimore Catechism,
Oh, I've heard of that.
which I still use when I write my materials. I mean,
Oh.
it still works, yeah. So the first diocese, Baltimore, 1798.
Oh,
First official
interesting.
diocese, yeah.
And since that's in Maryland, and Maryland's named after Mary, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Isn't it? Okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought. Look at me.
See, I mean, they're getting bonus trivia.
I know.
Here. Yeah,
But-
confirmation
but
name.
Let's take mine with a grain of salt because, as we all know, I am no expert. So I throw these things out. People go, "Did you know that?" And then they go to try to go on Catholic Jeopardy, and they're like, "Maryland's named after Mary." They're like, "No, it's not."
Nice try.
I learned
Sounds
that on
good.
Fresh Catholic. No. So listen to Charles. Don't listen to me.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Number 19, St. Patrick. This is my note. It says St. Patrick, odd facts. I don't know. So you tell me.
Yeah,
what
well,
you
St.
wanna say
Patrick
about
is,
him.
he's the patron saint of Ireland, right? And all things Irish, right? But he was not even Irish. Okay, he was born in Roman-ruled Britain,
Okay.
and look, full service here. Bonus trivia. His name was not even Patrick.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
It was Mayron.
Yeah, well, okay.
M-A-Y-R-O-N.
Now, that's why we know he changed it to Patrick.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
But he was born in Roman-ruled Britain.
So
That's where he was-
interesting. Okay. Well,
Odd fact.
St. Patrick.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if we should trust you, St. Patrick. You're not Irish. You don't have the name we thought you had. Okay. Interesting. All right. Number 20. This is a funny one. I'm curious about this.
And I'm hoping I get this.
Okay, number 20. How come there is an Easter bunny? Where did that originate?
Okay, well, all right. Well, there's a lot of different theories, I guess, or speculation on what the deal is with an Easter bunny, and this is one of them. Okay, many people think of it as a kind of a pagan symbol, right? That was adopted by
cute
Christians.
pagan symbol. I mean, who doesn't love a bunny?
Now, here's the deal. Apparently, European bunnies, some of them, could give birth twice in quick order by getting pregnant twice at a time. So it was seen as kind of a miracle. And that's kind of how the Easter bunny got brought into Christianity.
When you were saying a European Easter bunny, I was picturing them with like a little beret.
Possibly.
Or waving a little British flag. Or like with a little mustache.
But apparently they can get pregnant twice at one time.
Interesting.
Which was looked at as kind of a miracle. And hence.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one of the theories.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
I've often wondered how we correlate that with Jesus on the cross and resurrection and all that. So.
Maybe the miracle component.
Yeah. I guess. Okay.
Or the,
all right. We'll go with that.
So prolific.
Okay.
And procreating.
I like
life.
that.
I don't know.
I mean, I love a good Easter bunny. Yeah. So, all right. Number 21. Oh, we're really moving. What is the origin of the phrase hocus pocus?
Well, hocus pocus is always used in magic acts, right?
Right.
All right. Well.
Going along with the bunny theme here.
Yeah, they kind of adopted it because, the original language for this is my body in the words of consecration are hoc est enim corpus meum. So the hoc est, hocus pocus. So they kind of in a ridicule or mocking type way, because they figured, okay, the priest says the words of consecration and the bread become the body of Christ. That's people look at that as kind of being magic. So they just said, oh, that's hocus pocus. And they took it from hoc est, the first couple of words.
So we'll know if we're in a wrong or not Orthodox church or not, I don't want to say Orthodox, not in a proper church, if when the host lifts up and they go, hocus pocus.
Yeah.
Time to get out.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong church. Get out there.
They accuse Catholics at that point of just, it's just magic. That's just hocus pocus.
Oh,
interesting.
It's bread, etc. Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a mocking type thing.
Mockers. How about number 22? What is the origin of the pretzel?
The pretzel actually came from German monks, okay, in the Middle Ages. Now, here's the deal, okay? Apparently, they couldn't eat eggs, butter, or lard, right? During each day of Lent, during the 40 days of Lent. No butter, no eggs, no lard, right? So they had to get creative with their food, right? So they made pretzels out of just water, flour, and salt. And if you look at the pretzel, it has 3 kind of holes in it, right?
Right.
One hole for the Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was a Trinitarian type of, they made the pretzels because they had to get creative with the food because they couldn't eat so much during Lent. And they came up with the pretzel and they configured it with the 3 holes to stand for the Trinity.
I think since I become Catholic and I'm more in tune to the Holy Trinity, that I look at things like in 3s and I'll think that. And then I didn't realize the fleur-de-lis was about the Trinity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it had that,
It does. Yeah. That's what it's for, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, there's another one I got. Oh my God. Again, don't come after me if that's wrong.
A little bonus trivia. Back in the day, when the priests would, elevate the host, they would elevate it where they would have the 2 fingers like this with the 2 fingers like this and 3 fingers like this. The 2 fingers stands for the 2 natures of Christ, true man, true God, and the 3 stand for the Trinity.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder why do they still do that? I'll have to look now.
Not so much anymore. Okay. Not so much anymore.
I'll have to look.
Maybe with the Latin masses. I don't know.
Number 23. What is the origin of cappuccino coffee?
Cappuccino coffee. Okay. Does First Catholic have cappuccino coffee?
We do.
We do. Okay. See, nice plug there. Well,
Order now.
it was named after the Franciscans.
Oh,
Yeah, the Capuchin Franciscans. Okay, and because they would wear if you picture the color of that kind of coffee, it's kind of brownish.
mm-hmm.
Well, their garb would be brown.
I like it.
Yeah, so the Capuchin Franciscans with their brown garb, and when the coffee came up and it was that color consistency, they named it cappuccino after the color of the Capuchin Franciscans.
Adorable. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I wonder if they get free cappuccino wherever they go.
Oh, they ought to. If
They
go
should.
Yeah.
They should have like a special card. It
Yeah,
just
you
says,
would think.
we're a cappuccino.
You would think.
We should have free cappuccino the rest of our
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
Without us, you wouldn't have a name.
Darn right. Yes.
Okay. Number 24.
Okay.
How many I don't think I'm going to say this right.
Diocese.
Diocese. Thank you. Sheesh. Okay. How many dioceses are in the country?
154.
Oh,
Yeah.
is there a
That last
specific reason why?
Not that
154?
I'm aware
Oh,
of.
okay.
This is how many there are right
I just always feel like in the Catholic world, there's always a reason for every single number, every single
Well,
thing.
yeah. I mean,
Isn't there like 154 fish or something in a part of the Bible?
yeah, something like that.
157.
But you're right. Biblically, numbers do have significance. Tremendous amount of
Yeah,
significance.
so that's why I thought maybe there was a reason.
And in fact, since we're dropping in plugs all over the time, if you're good watchers and listeners, listen to the Gospel of Mark podcast as we go through different numbers. As different numbers come up in the chapters, I indicate what their significance is. Like, for instance, last Sunday was the feeding of the 5,000.
Right.
Right. Where you had the 12 wicker baskets left over.
Right.
And the 12 wicker baskets stood for the 12 tribes of Israel and the 12 disciples and the apostles.
Right.
5 loaves and 2 fish. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 always stands for perfection and completion.
I love that.
And the 5 of 5,000, 5 stands for grace and mercy. So numbers do have significance.
A lot.
Sure.
Yes, I know that.
Okay. So what's the
Number
Gospel of Mark
20.
podcast?
Yes, that's right. Another plug. Look at him go. I like it. We're just trying to pull people in. Come on, people. Come on in. Okay. Number 25. How many canons are there in canon law?
Well, when we talk about canon means rule. So don't think of canons like Civil War canon, right?
Okay.
So how many canons? You want to think of that? How many rules, right? There are 1,752 canons in canon law.
Wow.
Yes. And I'm not sure who's responsible for counting those up either.
See? The counters of the Catholic Church. That seems like a whole club of people. All right. Well, that was super fun.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, we rolled through it.
We did. Well,
Plus, we dropped in some bonus ones. Plus, we dropped in some plugs.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot accomplished.
Yeah, we were.
That's
in our
because
game
we're
today.
organized. That's because we're organized here at Fresh Catholic.
Well, God is a God of order, so there you go. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so awesome. I love it. And now hopefully everybody took notes so that when you go on Catholic Jeopardy, you'll win. All right. So what else did you want to talk about?
Whatever you want to talk about.
Let's see. Let's talk about what you have
You're the trained professional.
coming up that you're getting ready to film.
Well, we're going to finish the Gospel of Mark.
Okay.
And then as far as teaching series, we've got, can I spill the beans? Okay. The next
You have
series,
to get permission from
Okay.
from the producer,
Yeah,
Simon
well,
Balderas behind the camera. Okay.
you gotta-
No, I know. I'm just telling people. They're like, who's he talking to? He's asking the Lord up in...
Yeah.
No.
You don't want me to be a loose cannon.
No.
A part of the fun.
Okay.
Like I said, we're having way too much fun. I lost my train of thought. So, next series up, which will be teaching series number 3, is going to be on the angels, which is going to be very interesting because a lot of people, they're into the angels, but a lot of what they've heard or been taught or told is really not correct.
Right.
So we're going to do a series on the angels, and then we're going to follow that up with teaching series number 4 on the sacraments and grace.
Oh, wonderful.
And we're going to talk about the sacramental system in general, each of the 7 sacraments, 7, perfection, completion. And then we're going to talk about grace. I mean, we all know we need grace, but what what is it really? What is grace? So that'll be the next 2 series, the angels and sacraments and grace.
Well, and I think, again, one of the reasons that we really want to be doing all these different series is because there's so many misconceptions out there about many things. That's why you did the Hail Mary, the Our Father, sin. You know, people have a lot of misconceptions about sin.
They do.
And then angels, you're right. There's like, everybody kind of has a vision of what they think an angel is or what that entails. And, you know, it's good that you're being really factual about these things, because this is what one of the, I don't want to call it a problem in the Catholic Church, but one of the struggles, one of the challenges of the Catholic Church is there are a lot of things to remember. There are a lot of things that are very valuable. Right. Again, this isn't just some church, Fred's church, nothing against Fred's out there. It's just, I call it that when it's just, it's not a generic religion. It's very, very specific. It has a lot to it. And being, you know, this is a lifestyle of ours. We really need to know what we're doing and why, and what things mean and why. And we're providing this so that people in their own homes, in their own ear pods, in their own way, can listen to these and learn without maybe feeling shame for not knowing it.
Right.
Or just thinking, oh gosh, I really need to know more about this. And thank you, Charles Merritt, for you know, telling us what we need to know, because there is a lot to it.
Yeah, there is.
You know, and then people can share it with their friends and family. And I think it's just doing a great service, because we all want to be sure we're doing the right thing.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so I really appreciate that you're doing that.
And there is, like I said, so much misunderstanding and misinformation, and people don't know necessarily what to believe or what not to believe. And the Catholic faith, you know, Scripture is so rich, so deep, so profound. And if you take the theology aside, it's eminently logical and reasonable.
Right.
You know, and what we're trying to do here is we're trying to present it in a way that's understandable and that is engaging and interesting.
Right. Well, and I think one of the things I find really comforting about the Catholic faith is that I like that the answers are the answers, and they're not to be changed. Right. And one of something just recently, somebody asked the Pope if women would, the question was, you know, will this little girl ever be able to be a priest? And he said, no. That was it. There was no commentary on that. He was just like, no. And people are very up in arms about a lot of our rules and the way of doing things, but it's the way it is. It's the way it's been. It's the way it's going to stay. Right. And there is such comfort in that, and there's such security in that. Right. And so I think it's just really important to be strong in our faith, but know why we are doing what we're doing. Right. And we can have an answer to people, because we're constantly being challenged. And it's okay to have our way of doing things. If y'all want to go do these things another way, go ahead. Don't change what we're doing in our faith. So I think, you know, you giving them the background of things, the why, who, what, where, of why we're doing these things, I think it's just super valuable. So again, Simon and I are really appreciative to have you.
Well, I'm honored that you would bring me on board. You know, now what are we the 4th rated or what podcast?
Oh, right now this week we're number 6. The top 90 Catholic podcasts on Feedspot, but it varies. I don't know how they even equate it, but every week I check it, and so that's why it varies.
So 6 of 90.
6 of 90. Yeah.
And I have a set on it.
I know.
Wow, that's amazing. Like I said,
and I think we're in 57 countries now, so that's awesome. And so it's very exciting. Yeah. So thanks for joining the team.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. And you know, you were talking about women priests and because there are all the things that pertain to what's called the deposit of the faith. And it's called the deposit of the faith because Christ deposited it in his church. And the church is not at the liberty to change any of those things. Okay? And like you said, you find it comforting and very secure. And it's also very freeing because, you know, the goalposts are set. They're not going to be moving. Where in maybe another denomination, I'm told to believe one thing one year, and then it's, oh, well, we believe differently this year. Well, wait a second. So what I believed last year is now off the table. Now I got to believe this thing.
Right.
And with the goalposts moving, what do I believe this year and what do I not believe? Knowing that there are certain things that cannot, not just will not, cannot change. Yes, it's very comforting. Yes, there's security in it, but it's also freeing because I know what to believe. And I know what the church is proposing for my belief this year is going to be the same thing it proposes next year and the year after and the year after. And to me, that's freeing.
Yeah.
I know what I need to believe, period.
Well, and I don't trust anybody. I've been burned by so many people. I don't trust anybody. So I trust in Christ, and he's the one that created this religion we're in. And I look to him because I know that he's not steering me wrong.
Right.
When things are going well in your life and things are falling into place, it's because of him. When things are going haywire, it's because we're either screwing up and we're not focused on the Lord, or, Satan's got his claws into us. So
exactly.
Anyway, I really appreciate that. So is there anything before we go that you wanted to say?
We talked about the upcoming teaching series.
Yes.
So let's kind of shift gears in the next Bible study. We're going to be doing after we finish Mark. We're going to go into the Old Testament. Now, people hear Old Testament, they start to kind of zone out. We're going to go into the Old Testament. And remember, the Old Testament prefigures, foreshadows, points to Christ. St. Augustine's great quote, the New Testament is hidden in the Old, and the Old is revealed in the New. Mm-hmm. It's one Bible, one continuous, So we're going to go into the Old Testament for our next Bible study. And if that's not strange enough for some people, it's going to be the book of Nehemiah. Okay. And people are going, there's a book of Nehemiah even in the Old Testament? Yes, there is. And it's the reason I'm picking that is, in addition to the historical and cultural and theological aspect of it, there are so many life lessons, so much life application in the book of Nehemiah.
Okay.
And as we go through that book, I'll be bringing those out.
All right.
And it's, before I started studying it, I didn't even realize how applicable and how topical that book is for our lives today. So it's really amazing.
Well, this is very intriguing.
So the Old Testament can be exciting.
Okay.
Oh, it can be. The Old Testament is exciting.
All right.
And this is not just from a scripture geek.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you coming today. This has been fun. I think we've given people some things to ponder.
Okay. Yes.
And party games and tricks now.
Right.
So, all right. Well, thank you. Thank you. Love you. Bye.